And lest we get on our high horse and think this is unique to some other place, remember that during the Crusades and the Inquisition, people committed terrible deeds in the name of Christ. In our home country, slavery and Jim Crow all too often was justified in the name of Christ.
You know, it's similar to what the president said after the Ray Rice incident. Let's not be on a high horse. You remember in caveman days, the husband used to hit the wife over the head with a club, right? I mean, this is insanity. I said it yesterday. Not only is it abhorrent if you're a Christian to hear this garbage, but he's given a green light. He's justifying it. He's letting the terrorists hear this and say, see, even Obama said the Christians used to do it, so we're doing a big deal. Bill Donohue, the president of the Catholic League and Newsmax contributor, joins us. I got to tell you, man, I was foaming at the mouth yesterday. I could not believe what I was hearing. Not surprised out of whose mouth it was coming from, but wow.
Well, you know, I'm both astounded and offended. I'm a Catholic leader, I'm a veteran, and God knows Christians have done some ugly things in history. So is virtually every group. Why is it that every time the Muslims are being discussed about savagery, somehow it always gets back to Catholics? Somehow he always, I mean, you know, if you want to get Catholics, get them on something that we really did. We had almost nothing to do with the Inquisition. The Crusades were a war against who? Muslim madmen out of the Middle Ages. I mean, some things just don't change. I mean, he is so willing to be sensitive to Muslims that he can't say anything even veiled in a negative way without somehow making it a forced analogy, always giving it to Christians. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, let me ask you this. Here's a Christian, a devout Christian, he calls himself, in the White House. Wait a minute. Who, and I'm not judging, I'm asking. He doesn't go to church because he doesn't want to be disruptive to the churchgoers who are there. The Christmas cards, they're you know, just absent of any reference to Christmas. There are tree scenes and all that stuff with the snow falling. Christians are beheaded all over the world. So the churches are burned. People are slaughtered. He says nothing about it. Even in the State of the Union, he left the word Christians out when he mentioned anti-Semitism, right. Muslim this, that, LGBT. Couldn't say the word Christians. And now this. Let me ask you, in your view, what kind of Christian is Barack Obama?
Listen, I spent many years in the academy as a professor, and I know the secular-minded people. He's certainly one of them. You talked about Christmas and the like. In 2007, he and his wife gave an interview to People magazine explaining why they don't celebrate Christmas. My Jewish friends celebrate Christmas. He doesn't celebrate Christmas. I'm not making this up.
No, I know.
The very first year that they had a Christmas tree in the White House, first of all, they debated whether or not they should have one. When they did put one up, they put a picture of Mao Zedong, who killed 77 million innocent men, women, and children, ornaments, and a drag queen.
Yep.
I mean, he goes to Georgetown, he says, make sure you put a cloth over that crucifix. We don't want to offend people.
Yep.
I mean, look, he's
so
gone
I
out
ask
of
my
his
question
way.
again. What kind of Christian is he?
I don't believe he's a Christian. I don't believe he's a Muslim. I think he's a thoroughgoing secularist. I think he believes in nothing. He stands for nothing, and he's good for nothing.
That's that. Well, I asked the question. You gave me the answer. Do you believe that this is a green light of sorts to terrorists? I mean, to send the message that we shouldn't be on a high horse. Look, what we did or Christians did 700, 800, 900 years ago. Isn't it just justifying, basically, in the minds of these animals that now they could take these words and say, "See, they did it. Now we could do it." I mean, I don't get this.
See, I think they already know that. And what surprised me is the forum. Why would you take a forum like this, a national prayer breakfast, and you know there's a lot of Christians there, and offend them unnecessarily about drudging things up from the last 1,000 years? You know, quite frankly, the word Crusades, there's no word for it in Arabic until the mid-19th century. The reason for that is because Muslims were so busy killing people, Christians and Jews, for so long, they didn't think in terms of the Crusades and things of that nature. I mean, so even this is somewhat of an historical invention. But the bottom line is this. We do have a serious problem, and I'm tired of the dichotomy between Islam and Islamists. I'm not saying it's the right, authentic interpretation. What I'm saying is that a very popular strain of Islam is savagery. And people have to, the president has to say what I've just said. We are not at war with all of Islam, but we are at war with a very popular strain of it. And he can't say that, because if you can't diagnose the problem, how in the world can you correct it?
You know, and Michelle Obama, speaking of Christmas, she gave an interview before this Christmas, and she was looking for, what was she looking forward to? Sleeping late.
Yeah, well, I wish he would sleep late more often because maybe he wouldn't offend us so often.
I got to tell you, I can't believe what I'm hearing. I mean, I'm not shocked by it because I know this is what's in his heart. But like you said, the venue and the message and the analogy is just out of control.
Steve, more importantly, it does explain the passivity. There are some people on our side who say, we think he made a mistake yesterday.
No.
I don't think he made a mistake at all. I think this is him.
I couldn't agree more.
There's a connecting line all the way through.
Yeah.
It's unilinear.
Yeah, absolutely. And he'll do it again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and the Muslims will pick up on it.
We're going to see you next week because you got a column coming out which is going to shock and amaze. And I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
The great Bill Donohue, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, another Bill Bennett from Morning in America, and he's going to talk about pot.